Fifth place Chelsea, aiming to go to that fourth place spot. And the winner here will certainly get them in that position. There's 3 points available, 2 halves, 1 outcome. It's Chelsea versus Manchester United, live on RS Media. Let's have a look at the team sheets today. In goal is Edouard Mendy. He has 10 clean sheets this season. It's a back three of Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger. Callum Hudson-Odoi keeps his place at right wing back, but in the left wing back role, it's Ben Chilwell that comes in for Marcos Alonso, who has dropped to the bench. It's a midfield two of Kante and Mateo Kovacic, so that would mean Jorginho will drop out. And it's a front three of Hakim Ziyech taking the place of Timo Werner, and Mason Mount and Olivier Giroud keep their places. As for Manchester United, in goals, David De Gea, who comes in for Dean Henderson. Aaron Wan-Bissaka only played 45 minutes, but he keeps his starting place. Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw make up the rest of the back four. Scott McTominay has had a few injury issues, but he's okay to play. He partners Fred in midfield. And then it's a front line of Mason Greenwood, Bruno Fernandes and Daniel James, with Marcus Rashford starting up front. Substitutes today. For Chelsea, Kepa Arrizabalaga is the goalkeeping option, with Marcos Alonso, Jorginho, Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner, Kurt Zouma, Reece James, Kai Havertz and Emerson Palmieri as Chelsea's substitutes. For Manchester United, Dean Henderson is the goalkeeper, who kept a clean sheet against Real Sociedad. And Eric Bailly, Anthony Martial, who drops to the bench after playing a full 90 against Sociedad. Ahmed Diallo, who got subbed on in that game. Alex Telles, he played the full 90. Nemanja Matic, Brandon Williams played the second half. Donny van der Beek and Axel Tuanzebe make up the away team's bench. And the referee is Stuart Atwell, who last refereed Chelsea in a 1-1 draw hosting Aston Villa just after Christmas, but he hasn't refereed Manchester United since October 2019, and that was a 3-1 win at Carrow Road. The VAR referee is Chris Kavanagh. Chelsea come into this in very good form, unbeaten in 9 matches in all competitions, 8 of them under Thomas Tuchel. And Chelsea are certainly hoping to add another 3 points here today, as Manchester United, not in the best form, as they've dropped points 5 times in the last 8 Premier League games. But we're about to get underway here. It's a tie that will certainly attract the biggest global audience, plenty of history, and we're off. Ziyech. Chelsea, very good form. They may be 5th in the table, but a win here will send them into 4th place ahead of West Ham, who suffered a 2-1 defeat against Manchester City yesterday. As for Manchester United, a title charge looks very unlikely now. 13 points behind. Manchester City, despite playing a game less. But still, even if they do win here, that's 10 points behind their local rivals. But top 4 should certainly be something expected of this team now. As it stands, they are 6 points clear of Chelsea and 9 points clear of Liverpool. Lindelof. De Gea forced to go long here. Christensen forced all the way back to Edouard Mendy. You expect Chelsea to have an easier job going forward today. Against Atletico Madrid, they did not give much space. And in the end, it was a special Olivier Giroud bicycle kick that put them into the lead on aggregate. But here's Mount here. Mount's cross. Out of play there. Mount looking for a blue shirt. And Luke Shaw just headed that ball away. Olivier Giroud does pose a big threat in the air, but Luke Shaw certainly a good aerial advantage as a left-sided fullback. And Luke Shaw had the night off against Real Sociedad in that 0-0 draw, but they won the first leg 4-0. Short corner. And Bruno Fernandes, happily enough, sees that go out of play. Lindelof. James straight into Chilwell. Fantastic pressing there from Thomas Tuchel's man. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spoke about the pressing and how attacking they play, but they've only conceded 1 goal under the new manager. So Thomas Tuchel's employment is certainly paying dividends at both ends of the field here. Kovacic. Rudiger. Forced to turn back all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season in charge of Manchester United started in a 4-0 win. That was when there's many notable debutees such as Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham. And many people called for a brand new summer signing Christian Pulisic to play. But Frank Lampard, whose first game as the manager in the Premier League, that was stuck by Mason Mount, and you can argue he's certainly more important to Chelsea than Christian Pulisic in this current age. And the foul just being given on Mason Mount. But we'll be okay to carry on. Rudiger. Rudiger sprinting forward We've seen it do it that so many times under Thomas Tuchel in a back three, and that cross couldn't quite find its man. Antonio Rudiger, who's making his 11th appearance in the Premier League this season. And he started all 7 Premier League games under Thomas Tuchel. Played the full 90 against Atletico Madrid. So he certainly worked his way back into the new regime's plans here. Ben Chilwell, excellent from the pressing yet again. Mount. Ziyech. Mount. Lovely skill. Mason Mount shot blocked by Lindelof, but he's still got it. Chilwell. Ziyech. Lovely 1-2 with Mount, and then Ziyech's touch just sends the ball into Bruno Fernandes's path. Good play from Chelsea. They'll certainly be hoping to improve here from this recent record. Chelsea have no wins in the last 5 in the Premier League against their opponents today. Greenwood. Rashford. Christensen lifted that ball into Hudson-Odoi, and it's beautiful play rarely, as you see Chelsea play out from the back, but it can also be very risky. McTominay. Wan-Bissaka. Not the best pass, but United nearly kept hold of it. Mount. Ziyech. Back to Mason Mount. Chilwell. Kovacic. Kante with plenty of space. Hudson-Odoi, the right wing back. Past Luke Shaw, looking for the contact. And in the end, it goes off Victor Lindelof out for a corner. Hudson-Odoi. Great skill. Quite a good cross. Beats Maguire, but in the end, Victor Lindelof did just enough to put it out for a corner. The first corner of the game. It will be Mason Mount to take this. Headed away by McTominay. Fernandes. Switches it to Rashford. Could this be a counter-attack opportunity? Rashford looking for Mason Greenwood, but Ben Chilwell with the interception. And now it is a Chelsea throw-in. Could argue that Daniel James was fouled by Callum Hudson-Odoi, but Manchester United quickly sent the ball into the opposite part of the pitch. Very promising counter-attack. The man who was down in all of that, Dan James, is notable for his ability on the counter-attack. Rashford flags up. Chelsea have certainly been more accurate with their passing, 93%, while Manchester United only have 70%. That Thomas Tuchel pressing is certainly paying off in these early stages. Rashford has it back. Wan-Bissaka. Rashford's cross. And that's out for a Chelsea throw-in. Ziyech. Fred bursting forward here. Azpilicueta clearance. Throw in. Manchester United starting to get men forward. Fred. McTominay. Fernandez's shot. Blocked by Christensen. And a free kick has been given in Manchester United's favour. A collision between Mason Mount and Scott McTominay. Yeah, I'm not sure which. I think Scott McTominay was more guilty than Mason Mount there, but he ended up worse off. It was McTominay who made the original challenge, but the players are good friends and they carry on. Edouard Mendy lining up his wall, and he will be hoping Manchester United shall not pass. Fernandez and Rashford lining this one up. Rashford's shot punched out by Mendy. And Azpilicueta just clears his lines there. Excellent effort. But Edouard Mendy untroubled really. Mount. Kovacic. Chelsea looking to regain control of possession. Was a good little spell for Manchester United there. Hudson-Odoi. Ziyech with the strike straight at David De Gea. You know what, his left foot is certainly capable of. Hakim Ziyech. We've seen him do it for Ajax plenty of times, either in the Eredivisie or the Champions League. But he's yet to get a foothold in this Chelsea team. Just 3 goals and 3 assists this season. And they're having a VAR check for a handball. Callum Hudson-Odoi. I feel whatever is given, it's clearly unintentional. I think those arm shoving between Greenwood and Hudson-Odoi. But I think there's clear contact there from Callum Hudson-Odoi. And the referee, he has given a penalty to Manchester United. 15 minutes of play and Manchester... No penalty, sorry. The referee pointed, I thought he said Penalty. Maguire to take. Lindelof. Mateo Kovacic striving to get the ball back, but in the end it's just a Manchester United throw-in. And yeah, I do actually think there's nothing in that from Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think there was maybe a handball from Mason Greenwood in there, but the football has moved on and players continued. Maguire. Shaw. Giroud pressing. David De Gea. Wan-Bissaka. Intercepted by Ben Chilwell. Manchester United starting to up a pressing gear here. Azpilicueta to Hudson-Odoi. Back to Mendy. Rudiger's clearance. The referee has given a foul there on Hakim Ziyech. Too much contact from Victor Lindelof. I personally think it's a bit soft on both Victor Lindelof for doing that when the ball was expected to go to Harry Maguire anyway, but also on Stuart Atwell on giving that really. Chelsea throw-in. Mount with a lovely pass to Kovacic. Azpilicueta, the captain. Kante. David De Gea has the ball at his clutches. Manchester United aiming to rebuild in possession here. Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka. Long clearance. And Andreas Christensen will send that all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Free kick given there. Manchester United won the ball very forward illegally. Wan-Bissaka. McTominay. Ziyech fouled him in the process. Free kick to Manchester United. Fernandez's ball in. And that effort by Daniel James sees it out for a throw-in. Daniel James with 5 goals in his last 9 appearances. Giroud's header. Daniel James. Won back by Wan-Bissaka. Kovacic. Kovacic forced to swim with some sharks here. Mount switches it to Callum Hudson-Odoi. This could be promising for Chelsea. Azpilicueta's the man with the support. Back to Hudson-Odoi with the strike, and that's wide. What I noticed so well while watching Chelsea nowadays under Thomas Tuchel is that they press from the front, but also the formation naturally changes. Callum Hudson-Odoi becomes a winger, and that leaves Cesar Azpilicueta to become a right back. So sometimes going forward, they turn into a back four. That's probably why Callum Hudson-Odoi gets a lot more game time in that right wing back role than Reece James. Reece James is certainly a fantastic footballer, but as a versatile youngster, it's certainly suiting both Callum Hudson-Odoi and Thomas Tuchel in terms of game time here. Wan-Bissaka's throwing. Manchester United got the yards further forward there. Kovacic. Azpilicueta. One back by Fred, but not for long. In terms of keeping the ball forward, force back, here's Wan-Bissaka. James. Greenwood. Couldn't find Wan-Bissaka there. Chelsea happy to regenerate an attack. Great interception by Fred. Rashford. Fernandes. Dinked ball into Marcus Rashford. And that's out for a goal kick. Marcus Rashford, who's earned a gold blue pizza badge for his commitments to our nation within the past 12 months. Mendy to Rudiger. Lovely touch by Mount, but not the best foul by McTominay. Looks like he will get off scot-free this time. Kovacic. Kante. Fernandes. Back to Maguire and Olivier Giroud, who doesn't have the most pace in the world. You're certainly offering a threat there from the amount of pressure he was putting on. Fernandes. Shaw. Yet to find an opener here. 25 minutes played. Chelsea 0. Manchester United 0. Rudiger. Chilwell. Mount turns. And his ball looking for Hakim Ziyech. Sees it go all the way out for a goal kick. Maguire. Shaw. Kante's interception. Lindelof. Maguire bursting forward. I think Chelsea are starting to form a good defensive shape, as Manchester United are the team with the most confidence in these recent minutes. They're the team who's getting most of the ball, getting it forward. But Chelsea are not finding a way to get the ball back, but they are finding a way on how to stop them. But Thomas Tuchel's teams know when to go forward, and that ball towards Rashford just sees itself out for a goal kick. He would have been offside anyway. Rudiger. Won back by McTominay. Not for long. Mount. Ziyech. Tries the ball to Hudson-Odoi. There's a clear misunderstanding in terms of communication. De Gea. Lindelof. McTominay has it at the deep. Wan-Bissaka. James forcing Christensen all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Still a game that offers plenty of potential, but you could feel it could be a one-goal game here. The blue of Chelsea know when to press and attack, but know how to put the brakes on when necessary. And that was a poor ball by Antonio Rudiger. So it will be a Manchester United throw-in. Fernandes. Lindelof. Back to David De Gea. Manchester United in possession, but still struggling to find a way to get the lead. Fernandes with a lovely ball to Luke Shaw. Maguire. Fred. Shaw. And that's out for a Chelsea throw-in. Still, confidence is high within both camps. Chelsea will be hoping to find a way forward. They've been trying to counter-attack a lot recently. Hudson-Odoi. Christensen to Chilwell. Mount looking to return the favour. But it was a bit too hard of a challenge under guys' clearance to Olivier Giroud, and that shot is well too high. Poor clearance by Olivier Giroud. By David De Gea to Olivier Giroud, I'm sorry. Thomas Tuchel frustrated at that effort. But you feel like could have had a bit more time to think about doing something else. Hakim Ziyech was in an offside position, and I don't think there was any more players supporting him. But still a big opportunity. And goals do win games. Hudson-Odoi's back heel all the way out for a throw-in. Fred. Intercepted there by Andreas Christensen. Ziyech. Won back by Fred. Stuart Atwell waves advantage on. Fernandes. That pass was meant for Rashford. But Marcus Rashford couldn't quite decode what the Portuguese midfielder wanted to do. Kovacic. Mendy to Rudiger. Azpilicueta. Kovacic. Giroud to Ziyech. Won back by Harry Maguire. Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United. Given the throw-in. I'm not particularly sure what happened there, but we play on anyway. Sure. Can't get the best out of Azpilicueta or Hudson-Odoi, but he has managed to win a corner. Both teams looking for Champions League football. Corner comes in. Cleared away. Manchester United's throwing. Hudson-Odoi. Rudiger. Chilwell. He's been pretty impressive since replacing Marcus Alonso in the starting 11. Kante. Hudson-Odoi. Christensen to Rudiger. Rudiger managed to see off Daniel James there. Hudson-Odoi. Lovely cross looking for Giroud. The ball's gone wide. Olivier Giroud is hurt there. Antonio Rudiger with a lovely turn, and then Callum Hudson-Odoi had plenty of space It was a lovely cross into Giroud. He couldn't get on the end of it. Or if he did, it was just a minor touch. And it went wide with the post. And he's hurt, diving in for that header. But he's clearly got bravery. Scored an overhead kick in Romania against Atletico Madrid. Yeah, he just banged into the goalpost there. Spine. Took a knock. Maguire with a lovely long ball to Rashford. He just manages to prevent it going out for a goal kick. But in the end, he got tripped up by an advertising hoarding. And he went into what normally would be the crowd. But it's obviously an empty stadium because of COVID regulations. But even if there was fans here, you would certainly be getting a good reception. Hudson-Odoi. Throw in only to Luke Shaw. James. Chilwell. Lindelof's header only to Kante. Couldn't quite burst forward. But Hakim Ziyech is the man who's been in the wars now. Hakim Ziyech. Just standing there. And Scott McTominay jumped for a header. And I think he got pushed into Olivier Giroud. Stuart Atwell making sure everything occurs smoothly. Fred. Manchester United hoping for a late first half goal here. It's going to be a free kick. To Chelsea. Kovacic. Chilwell. Rudiger. Back to Mendy. Daniel James. Trying to stop the ball getting forward. And in the end, he's won it back onto Fred. Lovely skill from Fred. Fernandes. And that goes out for a goal kick. Fred had the ball, did well. He got stopped in his tracks, and then the ball fell to Fernandes. And it deflected out for a corner, actually. Shaw's corner in. Away by Azpilicueta. Bruno Fernandes floats this one in. Out to McTominay. Fred. Harry Maguire just getting back here now. Wan-Bissaka. McTominay's ball. Greenwood. Scott McTominay. Fred. Greenwood. McTominay switched it to Luke Shaw. Maguire. And the ball has gone out for a Manchester United throw-in. Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka. McTominay to Daniel James. Floats this one in looking for Fernandes. Cleared away. Maguire. Shaw to Lindelof. Bruno Fernandes. Rashford. And that just deflected out for a corner. Kante's pressure there. It's good play from Manchester United. I think they've certainly been the team with the most confidence within this game, but still no goal to show for it. And that corner to the other side of the pitch deflected out for a Manchester United throw-in. Wan-Bissaka. On the action areas in the last 10 minutes, it's been 76% in the middle of the park. So it is a midfield battle that is yet to be settled. You can argue that Chelsea probably have the strongest subs in terms of the core of midfield, such as Jorginho and Marcus Alonso, and Reece James could be brought on as potential wing backs to push the team further forward. But both managers will be quite content going into the second half. 2 minutes of being added on. Sure. Good interception by Fernandes. Sure. Bruno tries the dummy, cleared away. Promising remove on Manchester United's behalf. Rashford. Greenwood with the strike. Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United looking to end this first half in style. Lindelof. McTominay. Manchester United throw-in. McTominay. And that sees the ball go all the way back to Edouard Mendy. Got 30 seconds remaining on the clock in the first half. Mendy's ball. Out for a Manchester United throw-in. Maguire. Rashford. Last opportunity within this first half, probably. Maguire, but the whistle has been blown. Half time. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Both teams looking to open the scoring, but it's still all level. Olivier Giroud, probably with the best chance of the half when David De Gea's clearance went straight into the French forward's clutches. But Manchester United have looked very confident in possession. And it's still all level. 0-0. I wonder what everybody thinks about how the first half has gone. I think both teams have defended pretty well. They certainly have not offered enough threat in my eyes. I think that it's a game that both teams don't want to lose, but it will be a dream to win here. And Chelsea do have a real tough run of fixtures coming up. They've got Liverpool at Anfield on Thursday, Everton the Monday after that, and they've also got Leeds away, which is a tough fixture. Atletico Madrid at home in the second leg of the Champions League, and in the FA Cup on the 21st of March, they host Sheffield United. So with all those games, I think if they could settle for at least half being wins, they'll certainly settle for that. I think if Chelsea do not win here today, then Manchester United will be a bit too far out of reach. As it stands, of course, they are 6 points clear. But Manchester United do look like the team with the consistency right now. Well, for the whole of the season, to be honest with you. And let's have a look at the stats. Chelsea have just about dominated possession. As they've had 51.4% of possession compared to Manchester United's 48.6% possession. They've both had one shot on target, but Chelsea have had 5 shots compared to Manchester United's 3. Chelsea have had far more touches in 352 compared to Manchester United's 319. Chelsea have also made more passes in 248 compared to Manchester United's 234. Sorry. Manchester United behind on tackles as well. They've only made 7 compared to the double score for Chelsea being 14. Chelsea have made 11 clearances compared to Manchester United 6. So there's some dominance in the final third from the away side. Chelsea have had 2 corners compared to Manchester United's 3. Manchester United have had 2 offsides, while Chelsea haven't committed any. And Chelsea have committed 8 fouls compared to Manchester United's 7. But certainly a first half full of opportunities. Rashford had that free kick, which got punched by Edouard Mendy into the path of Greenwood, and then there was a claim for handball. But I don't think there was any contact made by Callum Hudson-Odoi. Bit of a mix-up. Stuart Atwell rightly didn't give anything. Always a frustrating watch while seeing a VAR check. But the contact was not there, and you can't have a penalty for that. Let's see if this works. Yes. We are in, and we are back just before the second half. We'll commence here. Still an even tie. Both teams have been making some good chances. Let me just remind you of some previous scores. in the Premier League this weekend. On Saturday, the early kickoff was Manchester City hosting West Ham United, and it was both City centre-backs on the score sheet in Ruben Dias and John Stones sandwiching an Antonio equaliser. Carl Bartley got the winner against Brighton and Hove Albion, but there was some controversial refereeing from Lee Mason as Brighton had a disallowed goal in that game. Leeds United lost 1-0 while they were hosting Aston Villa. Ahmed El Ghazi with that early goal. And the late game was Newcastle United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Jamal Lascelles opened the scoring in the 52nd minute, but then Ruben Neves equalised in the 73rd minute. It was 0-0 this lunchtime between Crystal Palace and Fulham. Leicester City took an early lead through Yuri Tielemans, but then David Luiz, Alexandre Lacazette's penalty and Nicolas Pepe saw Arsenal leave the King Power with 3 goals and 3 points. And Tottenham Hotspur eased past Burnley 4-0. Harry Kane with 2 goals. Gareth Bale with 2 goals, and Harry Kane and Lucas Moura also on the score sheet there. But as it stands here, it is still 0-0. And you can't help but feel that there's certainly goals to be wanting here. If anybody's got any opinions on this game, then let me know. Because I certainly think that Manchester United started to dominate possession late in that first half, but there's not many major opportunities for both teams here. Sorry about that. Having some technical issues, but we shall always find a way to continue. And that is what we shall do so. And it is 0-0 between Chelsea and Manchester United. And both teams know 3 points will be crucial. And as for Manchester United, they're still going into this strategically careful. We've got Manchester City next weekend in a Manchester derby. And both teams in that game will hope that the 3 points will be theirs. But we are still wanting a goal. Will it be Thomas Tuchel's London blue side of Chelsea? Or will it be the red half of Manchester? And whoever wins this game, it will certainly be 3 points worth having as they take a push towards stabilising a European position in those Champions League spots. And as for their rivals, to put a real statement, but I think out of the two managers, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will certainly be the happier one. They've kept it tight. They've gone forward when required. And I also think that they are the most likely to win in this moment of time. But you never know what Chelsea are capable of. It was 0-0 in both of their European ties last week at half-time. That Olivier Giroud overhead kick made the difference. Well, it stayed 0-0 in Manchester United's game hosting Real Sociedad. But Man United are getting their players ready. They're warming up, and Callum Hudson-Odoi is getting substituted, and he will be replaced by Reece James. Reece James came on for Hudson-Odoi with 10 minutes to go against Atletico Madrid. But he's going to get more minutes here. And when teams that have originally been in the back four and they're going to be in the back 3 or 5, you do feel there is a lot of players going forward at your disposal. And Thomas Tuchel is using that to his advantage. And we're off. James, have to say. Reece James now to save the communication confusion. The free kick has been given early in the second half now. Here is Reece James. To the Quetta, all the way back to Mendy. Kovacic. Kante. Mendy. Clears that ball there. Out for a Manchester United throw-in. A collision between Luke Shaw and Reece James, and you do feel that Callum Hudson-Odoi getting subbed off at half-time was injury-based. He does have ice on his lap. So Thomas Tuchel is more than likely protecting him and also seeing Reece James as a way of driving this Chelsea team forward. Here he is. Ziyech. Rudiger. Kovacic. That ball goes all the way to Luke Shaw. Maguire's ball forced to Rashford. Mendy. Ben Chilwell for Chelsea. Rudiger. Mendy's clearance. Out for a goal kick. Both teams yet to find themselves in the second half. Maybe Timo Werner could be the man to make the difference. He's only got 5 Premier League goals this season. It's the joint second most. It's great save by De Gea. Reece James blocked there by Luke Shaw. Azpilicueta forced out to Reece James. Crosses it in, deflected off Luke Shaw. And David De Gea's stress will be relieved. Well, that attack came out of nowhere. Chilwell had the ball, bursting forward. Giroud couldn't get the best contact on it. Ziyech had a go. Reece James had a go. They just couldn't get enough bites of the cherry there. Encouraging opportunity for Chelsea though. 49 minutes played. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Azpilicueta's interception. Fouled there by Fred. Manchester United aren't afraid to put their necks on the line for 3 points. It's that determination that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would want and need within his players. And Fred has seen yellow for the 4th time this season. Mount's ball. Headed on by Chilwell. Kovacic. Chilwell. And that pass sends it to Cesar Azpilicueta. Kante. Rudiger. Kovacic. Giroud. Lovely 1-2 with Mateo Kovacic. That ball went for Reece James, but Reece James just lost his footing there. Throw into Manchester United. Giroud. Kante. Azpilicueta. Rudiger. Azpilicueta. Chelsea keep on searching, but they can't seem to find what they're wanting. But one split moment could give them what they have been looking for. Daniel James. Lovely skill on the shot. Deflected wide for a corner. Rashford laid off James well, Greenwood and Wan-Bissaka. We're supporting red shirts. The shot was probably the best option, but it was certainly a tough angle. It's going to be Luke Shaw to take this. Still 0-0. Shaw swings this one in. Headed away. Fred retrieves, but not for long. Giroud. Could this be a counter-attack? Kovacic. Manchester United managing to get players back. Ziyech. Lovely skill to get him past Bruno Fernandes, and Ziyech's effort blocked away. Here's Kovacic. Great interception by Kante. Mount. Chilwell. Rudiger. Kante to Azpilicueta. And the ball has now gone out for a Manchester United throw-in. Maguire's switch to fellow Englishman Wan-Bissaka. Fred. Bruno Fernandes. Lovely ball looking for Daniel James, but Ben Chilwell sees it off to Edouard Mendy. Here he is, Ben Chilwell. Rudiger. Christensen. Christensen's ball. Ben Chilwell just manages to keep that in there. Giroud trying to chase Lindelof. You feel like both teams want to get as much possession as they can, because outpassing their opposition could be the way to get the way forward. Reece James with the cross. And that's out for a Manchester United goal kick. Second half possession has been 80% in Chelsea's favour. Gem. Thomas Tuchel getting the advantage over Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in possession. But at this end of the season, it's all about results. Maguire. Wan-Bissaka. Lovely lifted ball to Daniel James. The flag's up for offside anyway. Kovacic. Rudiger. Tomne's interception. Kante. Christensen. Reece James. Lovely ball to Mason Mount. That turn put Fred on the decks for a few minutes, but he managed to intercept it back. Chilwell's cross. Cleared away by Maguire. Azpilicueta. Kante. Rudiger. Chilwell. Christensen. Chilwell to Rudiger. Rudiger's ball looking for Reece James. He's found him. And he tries to drill that one in. But he couldn't find the blue shirt. Azpilicueta wins it back for Chelsea. Rudiger. Azpilicueta. Mount. Reece James. Kante. Kovacic. N'Golo Kante. Kante past Bruno Fernandes. Kante with a strike blocked by Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes driving forward. Could this be a counter opportunity in that pass? Just a little bit too much for Marcus Rashford. And as we approach the hour mark, it's still Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Bruno Fernandes is capable of the spectacular on the counter-attack. But that was not the opportunity. Here is Fernandes. Greenwood. Mason Greenwood. Greenwood's effort over the bar. Lovely 1-2 between Mason Greenwood and Daniel James. They just couldn't quite get the best angle, and that strike from Mason Greenwood was high, wide, and not so handsome. James. Both teams knocking, but they're still yet to find a reward. Here's Fred. Fred's turn. Still Fred. Rashford. Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw drills this one in. Wan-Bissaka. McTominay shot saved by Mendy. Still in. Kovacic. Then Christensen clears out for a Manchester United throw-in. Very encouraging play from the away team. Luke Shaw running towards the byline. Wan-Bissaka retrieves the ball. It was a deadly area, but Chelsea had enough men back, and they dealt with that easily. The yellow card has now been displayed. To Ben Chilwell. That's his third booking of the season in the Premier League. 10 bookings it was required to get a suspension. Bruno Fernandes teeing this one up. Chilwell heads it away. Luke Shaw. Shaw's cross heads it away. Fernandez's cross. Headed away only to Rashford. Rashford shot straight at Wendy. That shot lacked power and lacked accuracy. And it's still even Stevens. Christensen back to Mendy. Tries to turn, and here's Azpilicueta. Kante. Mount. Lovely 1-2 with Ziyech. This could be promising. Mason Mount driving forward. Mount cuts in. Deflected shot. Chilwell. And then the ball deflects into the path. And Hakim Ziyech was in an offside position. Mason Mount did very well there. Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay pushed him out wide, and that was not the time where we would see a goal. McTominay. Fred. Shaw. Rashford. It's going to be the USA international Christian Pulisic to come on, whose cousin is going to take trials at Austin FC in the United States of America. Here's Greenwood. Fernandes. Lovely chipped ball. Couldn't find the red shirt though. Shaw. McTominay. McTominay shot blocked there by Rudiger. Fred. James. McTominay. Fred. A ball. Looking for Rashford. Sees it go out for a Chelsea throw-in. Tuchel work with Pulisic at Borussia Dortmund. And it will be Olivier Giroud, the man to come on. To come off. Christian Pulisic has been used as a false nine at times for Tuchel at Chelsea. It will be frustrating on Timo Werner's behalf, as he is not the man to have that opportunity to lead the line. McTominay. One back by Rudiger. Low on support. Looks for Kovacic. Daniel James intercepts, but Kante takes it off him. Chilwell. Ziyech. Chelsea looking to make an infinite amount of space here. Here's Reece James. Mason Mount. Azpilicueta to Andreas Christensen. Chelsea gaining possession confidence here. Chilwell looking for Ziyech. And the ball sees its way into David De Gea's clutches. Fred. Saka. Lindelof. Shaw. Greenwood. Luke Shaw with Rashford in support. Here is Rashford. Greenwood. Fred. Fred with the shot, and it's gone over. Good effort from Fred Oh, they got a Solskjaer certainly encouraged. A nice smile and a thumb up. With that strike, got a good bend on it. Not good enough. Inches away from the goalpost. But certainly worth the effort there. And more encouragement for the Red Devils. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka striving forward here. He's won a throw-in. Daniel James. Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof. Maguire to Shaw. Lindelof. Here's Reece James. Daniel James, sorry. And then he just fouls Ben Chilwell. Chelsea made 2 substitutes. It's been Hudson-Odoi and Giroud to go off for Pulisic. And Reece James, Manchester United yet to make any changes. And you do feel they may have to make one if they do want to win this game. But a draw won't be the worst result either. For Manchester United, it's all about avoiding defeat. Chelsea have clearly dominated possession with 57.2%. And here's Ziyech. Mason Mount. Mount's pass looking for Ben Chilwell, but it only found Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Daniel James. That pass intercepted by Christensen. Ziyech. Good effort looking for Christian Pulisic, but it didn't quite work out like that. Mount. Chilwell. Kovacic to Kante. Ziyech. All Chelsea at the moment. Christensen. Azpilicueta. Pulisic to Reece James. Kante. Rudiger striving forward. Mount. Chelsea comfortable in possession. They're just letting Manchester United overcommit some forwards here. As they know, Manchester United can't score if they do not have the ball, of course. Thomas Tuchel showing some signs of frustration. There's going to be Anthony Martial to come on. Anthony Martial with 4 goals in the Premier League this season. And the 5th would certainly be crucial. Reece James back to Mendy. Chilwell to Kovacic. Kante. Ziyech. N'Golo Kante. Azpilicueta. Christensen. Reece James. Looking for Mason Mount. Christensen to Rudiger. Chilwell. Chelsea in possession, but still yet to find a goal. 73 minutes played. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Reece James. Ziyech. And then the shot by Mateo Kovacic. Straight at David De Gea. Good play by Chelsea. The strike wasn't the best by the Croatian international. And there's certainly room to improve for both teams within the final third. Maguire tried the pass to Greenwood, but it wasn't as successful as he thought it would be. Reece James to Ziyech. Kovacic. Chilwell. Tries to cross, headed away by Maguire. Ziyech's touch. Azpilicueta's effort. Straight at fellow Spaniard David De Gea. And it's going to be Timo Werner to come on. Will he be the man to make the difference? Timo Werner, with 5 goals and 5 assists this season. The most assists in the Premier League for Chelsea and the second most goals for Chelsea this season. But with that £47.5 million price tag, Chelsea are expecting more. And maybe today could be the day where he repays some of that transfer fee. Lindelof. Maguire. Fred. Wan-Bissaka. Fernandes to Daniel James. Tries to cross in, and Edouard Mendy just parries that over him, but he manages to get hold of the ball in time. Daniel James did well to get the cross in, looking for Mason Greenwood, and the ball just goes through Edouard Mendy, but in the end, no harm was done. Mount. Cesar Azpilicueta for Chelsea. Reece James. Azpilicueta. Still yet to see a Manchester United substitute. Pulisic. And just crosses that ball straight into Harry Maguire. Fernandes. Tries to send the ball into Marcus Rashford. That ball was not the most successful there. No, it's not a nice challenge by Mateo Kovacic on Daniel James. going to be Hakim Ziyech to go off for Timo Werner. Timo Werner, the last roll of the dice. The German manager Thomas Tuchel. And Anthony Martial is coming on for Manchester United as well. It's going to be Mason Greenwood to go off. Anthony Martial, 4 goals and 3 assists in the Premier League this season. You expect Martial to go in that striking role, Rashford to go on the left-hand side, and James to go on the right-hand side now. And he's always got a goal contribution within the last 4 appearances he's had against Chelsea. Christian Pulisic just fouled there. Free kick to the home side. Reece James and Mason Mount owning control over this free kick. Teeing it up. Hoping to swing it perfectly for an opener. Christensen's header straight into Wan-Bissaka. Here's Fred. One back by Mateo Kovacic. Here's Andreas Christensen. Reece James. Rudiger. Rudiger tries the long ball. And he was not so successful. Rudiger. Christensen. Mondi's long ball to Rudiger. Christensen. Both teams potentially starting to accept that 1 point is their fate. Or will somebody find a way to light their matches and to make a flame of 3 points? Luke Shaw to take, as Manchester United have a throw in deep in their own half. Throw in, no goal kick to Manchester United now. Well, it did finish 0-0 in the reverse game at Old Trafford. That was in October. Pulisic, Kante, Chilwell, Kante, and Chilwell, Rudiger. Cesar Azpilicueta, Pulisic, Reece James, Kante, Rudiger with the switch to Reece James, Christian Pulisic, Reece James, could this be it? And the ball came in past everybody, out for a goal kick. And actually, it was Victor Lindelof who got the final touch on that. It's corner to Chelsea. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was. Wan-Bissaka, Kante, Christensen, Cesar Azpilicueta, McTominay, intercepted fantastically by Kante. Werner's drive straight into David De Gea's clutches. Manchester United throw in. Unsuccessful, really. Here's Pulisic. Pulisic driving forward over the bar. Chelsea dominating possession and the chances within the second half. But still all square. Sure. You feel that both sides think a point will not be the worst in the world. Liverpool yet to play, of course. They visit Sheffield United at Bramall Lane tonight, but still a game where both teams know that a win would certainly be healthy on their perspective of securing a Champions League spot. Here's Luke Shaw. Martial. Deflected out for a throw-in. Fred. All the way out for a goal kick. Reece James. Pulisic. Maguire. Here's Luke Shaw. Bit of a battle between Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes. Both teams will be knowing a point is not the worst result in the world, but 3 points from this situation will feel like heaven. Here's Reece James. Fouled there by Luke Shaw. Free kick to Chelsea. Reece James standing over this. James's ball in. Fred. This could be a lovely counter-attack opportunity. McTominay. Intercepted by Kante. Daniel James. Bruno Fernandes. Daniel James looking for Luke Shaw. But Kante sees that out for a goal kick. Reece James, as he took that free kick, he just couldn't find a blue shirt really. Not the best angle, and the Red of Manchester United saw that as a counter-attacking opportunity, but they just couldn't quite capitalise. If N'Golo Kante was not there, I personally think that would have been a certain Manchester United goal. But still, looks very likely that there will be no goals here tonight. Reece James to take this throw in. 3 minutes have been added on by the referee. Rashford. Out for a Manchester United throw in. Maguire. De Gea clears. Kante with a 1-2 with Reece James. Mount. Fernandes, but the referee has given a foul to Chelsea. Daniel James just barged into Mason Mount there. James swings this one in. Headed away by Harry Maguire. Mount shot deflected out, and then Kovacic's shot straight at David De Gea. Mount tries to intercept off Fred. Still no luck. Shaw. This looks promising. Fernandes. Fred. Fred with the strike, straight at Mendy. Parries away, cleared away by Antonio Rudiger. And we're in the dying seconds of this game. And it looks like it's going to finish level, but here's Fernandes. Switches it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Fred. Bruno Fernandes. Maguire's shot, but the full-time whistle has gone up anyway. Not the best entertainment-wise, but certainly a good result in terms of avoiding defeat. And with Chelsea making sure a top 4 challenge is valid, and Manchester United making sure they keep ahead of the rest of the pack. Full time, Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. No major talking events within the second half, really. I thought Manchester United could have capitalised better on the counter-attack, but saying that Chelsea could have done better in possession in terms of creating chances. But I think as for man of the match, for Chelsea, I think Mateo Kovacic put a good shift in there. And I also think that Antonio Rudiger did a very good job defensively. But for Manchester United, I think Fred was here, there and everywhere in the ball. But Harry Maguire is my man of the match. The man who just kept Manchester United going and kept the blue of Chelsea out. It's all square here. Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0. Full time at the Bridge. Good night.